Today on City Wrestling Radio, we get an injury update on a few AEW top dogs. Drew McIntyre signs a new WWE deal, and we go over the WWE draft and everything else from Monday Night Raw. All this and much more today on City Wrestling Radio. Welcome back to City Wrestling Radio. It is May 1st, Jesus Christ, May 1st already, 2024. I'm your host, Corey Smith, being joined, as always, by my co-host, the dad you wish you had, Mr. Jose Osguerra.
Wow, what an intro. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. I'm a little wore out from all this draft work. Kind of disappointed, too, at the same time. How are you doing?
I'm good. The draft came and it went, and analytics. We were running the numbers. We were figuring who would be best for what brand, and WWE was like, you know what? We're just gonna a couple people here or there.
Everybody stays the same, pretty much.
80%. I think it was like 80% of the people that were drafted by their own brand.
Yeah, because they were being protected. You don't want the other team to snatch them up.
So, but what did you think overall of this draft?
I think this should be the last draft that they do. I really do. They should do something along the lines. I was talking with a work buddy of mine. We came up with the idea of doing a soccer, like a waiver wire transfer window type of thing.
Yeah.
So once a year, you do not like Busted Open said something like a shakeup, and that's dumb. I don't like shakeup. No, but you make it more sports orientated and make it so, all right, this is the transfer window. We can do trades. You can have a draft within that transfer window, and the draft would be strictly, drafting from a pool of NXT people. And then when it comes to, hustling and bustling, okay, we trade the New Testament for I don't know, Judgment Day,
Full Pride, yeah.
We trade LA Knight for Ricochet, things like that, right?
Yeah. I thought this would have been like a little bit better because I do think this year's draft was a little lackluster this year. But if they did things like actually like make some new rules, because with everyone being drafted to the same brand, what about that not every single person was drafted, were they? Like, no, there's all these other NXT people, right? And I guess they can't pick their own brand, but I really think the people who were undrafted should be like Raw or SmackDown. Like, I think they should be able like free agents and pick the brand they want to go to, and then you could have like SmackDown tryouts or Raw tryouts, assign these people to their brand.
Yeah, or even like a play-in type of thing where it's like the NBA. Okay, I want to go to Raw. Okay, well, if you want to go to Raw, you have to beat X, Y, and Z to join the roster.
Exactly. Yeah. So, like, if you see someone like, if it was like, Ricochet wasn't drafted, it's okay. Well, now what do you want to go to SmackDown? Okay, now you got to beat, AJ Styles and Kevin Owens on one night. So, but it was what it was. Let me go through the draft picks. So for SmackDown, we have Bianca Belair, Carmelo Hayes, Randy Orton, Nia Jax, LA Knight, the whole Bloodline minus Roman Reigns, AJ Styles, Andrade, Jade Cargill, Kevin Owens, The Pride, Tiffany Stratton, Legado del Fantasma, Shinsuke Nakamura, Naomi, Chelsea Green and Piper Niven, Pretty Deadly, Candice LeRae, and Indy Hartwell. DIY because they're going to keep couples together, and Blair Davenport. And in the supplemental draft that was after the show, we have also Giovanni Vinci, Tegan Knox, and Apollo Crews being drafted to SmackDown.
Do you have the winners or losers in the first round?
I mean, let's see. Wasn't like Raw like draft like a whole crap load of factions?
Yeah.
It's like the Final Testament Judgment Day.
Let me put it this way: who out of talent is benefiting from the draft from night one?
Man. I honestly think it's going to be Monday. It's going to be Monday Night Raw because I think you're adding a couple people like Kiana James. You're adding Damage Control. I don't know where Braun Strowman was, but having him come back, is
Yeah.
going to be a nice, a fresher thing. Especially where is Braun going to be? Because we're having all these teases, more and more teases about something going on, in some sort of Wyatt like esque way, Wyatt
Okay,
esque way.
the good hint for Monday nights, right? Breaker
So
is going to. I mean, Breaker. Strowman is going to Monday Night Raw, right?
Monday Night Raw, yes.
Okay.
So Monday Night Raw, we have Jay Uso, Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker, Liv Morgan, Rick O'Shea, Sheamus, Alpha Academy. That's the whole Alpha Academy of Chad Gable, Otis, Akira Tozawa, and Maxine Dupree. Kiana James, Imperium, Damage Control, CM Punk, Braun Strowman, the LWO, who came with Carlito, even
Weird.
though Imperium didn't go with Giovanni, and Giovanni didn't go with Imperium.
I mean, it's the same thing. Yeah.
I mean, I guess the draft cards were already turned into Triple H, and I've already finalized it, guys. I can't just cross the name off. There's no more. You just draft Carlito. Who just drafts Carlito? I mean, come on, let's be real here.
Yeah,
it's true though. Drew McIntyre, LWO, Drew McIntyre, the Judgment Day. So this was just Finn Balor, JD McDonough, and Dominic Mysterio because champions were protected, which I thought was that was a little lame. But at the same time, it's like you don't draft the champions, and
you're wasting the pick at the same time, right?
Yeah, exactly. New Day, Lyra Valkyria comes up to Monday Night Raw. The Final Testament, carrying across Scarlett, Akam, and Razar, and Paul Ellering. And Bronson Reed stays on Monday Night Raw. And in the supplemental draft, Monday Night Raw is bringing up from NXT Dijak. The Creed brothers are staying on Raw. Ivy Nile is staying on Raw. Coming over to Raw is the New Catch Republic, Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne, who I think they're going to do really fun things. Kaden Carter and Katana Chance, Natalia, and Odyssey Jones, who we haven't seen since the last
Jones. Yeah.
You don't even remember him because he was literally just a draft pick and he disappeared.
No
he disappeared. He was an NXT 2.0 guy. And then Vince was like, I want to shake everything's up because I don't have control of my own life right now. I got to have control of something else. So they did that superstar shakeup draft thing, and they drafted him to Raw, and then they never ever did anything with him, which is weird. And then they get rid of Von Wagner. Who would have thought? Yeah. Not Odyssey Jones, but Von Wagner.
Yeah. Really quick, who I think is going to benefit from the draft right off the bat is your Shinsuke Nakamura.
Oh,
this should help him out tremendously.
Definitely.
Who else? DIY maybe.
DIY, yes, going to SmackDown. I like I said, I like the idea of Damage Control being on Monday Night Raw.
Yeah,
it kind of changes the women's division there completely. You know, now you have Becky. You could have Becky and Io, Becky and Asuka, Becky and Kyrie, Becky and God, why am I blanking on her name?
Io.
The Aussie. New Zealand, Dakota Kai, yes. We just lost all our fans in Australia and New Zealand all at once.
Sorry, guys. Sorry.
And then it's gonna be great to see what these NXT call-ups bring to the table, because they're not people that I would necessarily said had a lot of screen time in NXT or had a lot of spotlight. Because Kiana James, while she's been involved in storylines, hasn't been involved in any major storylines.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see what happens there. And like I said, with everybody else on where do they go who haven't been drafted? Because I know there's a whole list of names that I haven't even read off that.
Yeah. And there's still supplemental drafts that are occurring as we speak. You know who I think is going to hurt the most?
What's that?
Ilya Dragunov.
Yes,
he's gonna have a hard time making the transition to the main roster.
Oh yeah,
I think
I can see that. Something about Ilya. Everyone who watches NXT just fucking loves him, and I watch his matches, and they're great. At the same time, something does disconnect with me with Ilya. Like he comes out doing his intro, he's like dun 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 dun, like doing the conductor thing, and I'm just like, what are you doing, dude?
Yeah.
Like. that's a little weird. All
Yeah,
right.
and did you notice everyone that was in an NXT brand? It felt like it was a surprise that they were going over,
I think
or
it
at least they were
was
acting. Yeah, okay. Well,
because
he
Blair
was.
Davenport was like crying.
Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
and he was acting like, "Yep, I knew it. I deserve this. I'm so gonna make a splash." He didn't put on the hat.
Yeah, he didn't put on the hat.
I mean,
Everyone else wearing their raw, even like all the girls with their really bad the bad hats, you know, the
yeah,
really cheap
yeah.
they
The,
got like
the
1 hour tees.
shirtique,
Yeah, yeah.
shirtique.
Yeah, yeah. They probably have those ones for sale at the Shirt Cheek, like down in
Yeah,
Orlando
yeah,
or something.
yeah,
So but no, so see what happens, you know.
yeah.
Uh,
Well,
but
it to be determined.
So we continue on with one person who is determined to stay here in WWE, and that's one Drew freaking McIntyre. It was announced on social media last week that Drew McIntyre has signed a new WWE contract. While I said the announcement came via, I believe it was Rock's Instagram, where he posted a video of sending Drew a new sword. I don't
New
know if it was a
Claymore.
sword, a new claymore. He says, Drew opens the claymore. He goes, oh, he's a man of his word. I believe to his fiance. He's like,
Mm-hmm.
he's a man of his word. They're at some like really nice restaurant.
Yeah.
Just like things being at a really nice restaurant. I'm like, oh, sir, hi. We have a gift. A gift.
It's a huge 20-pound sword.
What? You'd be like, it's from The Rock. Oh, that makes sense, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
While the details of the contract are a little iffy as opposed to, when it comes to how much he's getting paid, it is slated to be a 3-year contract for the Scottish psychopath. That was a very total WWE thing for me to say. Like, you know, this is a 3-year deal for the Scottish psychopath.
Yeah.
So, but no, I mean, Drew, seriously, what splash do you, or what do you think Drew is going to be a needle mover in WWE? Do you think he's going to continue on the upward trend that he has been, or do you think he's going to get, I don't know, like after a year, just kind of fall flat?
I mean, right now he has all the momentum in the world.
Yeah.
He's ruling the internet when it comes to, you know, trolling and doing his shtick online. And I think that they let him do that on his own. If he continues down this path, I mean, you know, future's bright. But also, I think this was a preventative signing. I think The Rock convinced the powers that be to throw the bag at this guy so AEW wouldn't swoop him up, because he has some traction right now. So I definitely, I know promises were made.
Well, the thing about that, like, what shows that Drew could have actually been considering AEW, and you know, I don't know for sure, but the fact that he signed a 3-year contract says to me, like, okay, well, let me reevaluate in 3 years, as opposed to signing a 5-year or 10-year contract with the company. He chose 3 years, and
that's really smart. Let's see what condition this company is in. Let's see what condition AEW is in 3 years. Yeah, genius.
Because Drew is at 38 years old right now. So
41,
about to be 39. So he'll be 42 when he gets out of this contract.
Okay, all right.
So, God, I will be. Wait, yeah, 3 years. I'll be 40. Wait. All right. So let's continue on. Jose, who killed WCW?
Eric Bischoff. Oh, wait.
Oh, sorry, Rock. Sorry, Vice, and the documentary there. Because
I saved you 2 hours.
Done. But so it was announced that The Rock, $7 Production, and which is his production company, and Vice TV have officially confirmed a 4-part docuseries entitled or on the death of WCW, set to be released soon. In November, it was revealed that The Rock's production company was working on a project that would investigate, quote, the mysterious demise of the promotion. How
mystery?
What mystery? It was Eric Bischoff and Kevin Nash's contract. Like, let's be real here. Those were the 2 things that killed WCW.
Kevin Nash's booking, Hulk Hogan's creative control. I could go down the line. NWO black and white, NWO pink and yellow, NWO gray and yellow.
So an article in Deadline confirmed that the news today that revealed Who Killed WCW will premiere June 4th on Vice TV, 2 days before Drew McIntyre's birthday. So he gets to watch that on his birthday.
Hmm.
Rock, Danny Garcia, Hiram Garcia, and Brian Gwartz will serve as executive producers, as will Vice TV's Lee Hoffman, Evan Husney, and Jason Eisner. Vice Studios Canada will produce the series alongside with Bell Media's Crave. So, I mean, I don't know what The Rock said about it. He goes, the iconic rise and fall of WCW is one of professional wrestling's most captivating stories. I mean, it would be if we didn't hear it about 40 million times by now.
Yeah. The rise
Like
and fall of WCW. Anytime they mention Hall of
the
Fame
Monday Night
NWO,
Wars,
the Monday Night Wars, yeah. The rise and fall of ECW, they mentioned WCW in that. Everything.
With wrestling viewership and fan engagement at the ultimate high, there has never been more of a perfect time to tell top quality wrestling stories, and there's no better one to start with than a one of a kind behind the series look at this epic saga known as the rise and fall of WCW. And personally, the rise of WCW, not the fall, inspired me greatly early in my career, where I eventually became the final boss.
Huh?
It seems like a lot of company jargon.
Yeah.
So he's just kind of pumping up the show. But, I don't know. Do you think they keep talking about like these, like he says, wrestling's at an ultimate high, which, sure. Yeah, it is now. I would say about a month ago, it was, I think we're a little like,
yeah.
we've gone about 2 notches down.
Sure.
Let's be real here. Is this the right move? I mean, how many docu-series have we had from Vice that are just like, some are just kind of like, okay. What makes you, is there anything about this that makes you want to check this out besides, or anything about it at all?
Yeah, one thing that will get me hyped about this, and that's if the guys from Dark Side of the Ring, if those guys are involved in any way, I'm in.
I mean, I believe they are.
I don't know their names, so I'm not 100% sure, but you would think it'd be mentioned in the article. I know, Vice is involved, and
yeah,
there's a chance.
I thought I saw on the video on Instagram, it says from the people who brought you Dark Side of the Ring.
Yeah,
which,
but which people? The people behind the camera, or the people behind the
or
money?
the catering company,
Right,
yeah. From the caterers that catered E.T. and Terminator 2 comes.
Yeah, but it's my fault. I'm a mark for WCW like crazy, so I'm gonna consume this like every other person dealing with nostalgia and remembering the Monday Night Wars. It was a sweet time for me in my wrestling career.
Back when I was doing the newsletter, City Wrestling newsletter.
Recording on cassette tapes.
Actually, it'd be kind of cool. Like you're just like walking through, like, hey guys, this is what happened last night on WCW Saturday Night. And all of a sudden it cuts in and out because like you're skipping over, but it's like background music from like the
Cameo.
Yeah.
When you would record from Cameo.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just the one thing I was thinking is like, you've seen the ratings for these kind of decline a little bit. I wonder if people are actually going to get into this. People that were drawn into WrestleMania because of the hype, are they really going to get into this, or is this going to be something else that they're like, well,
Well, you have a subsection too that are just extreme rock fans, Dwayne Johnson fans, I should say. So there's that, I guess.
Big Dwayne energy, as they say, right?
There you go.
There's that commercial where he's dressed like an old lady, right? And is like a
I haven't seen that. I haven't seen that.
I think it's for like his energy drink.
Jesus.
I told you the one at Target where he's talking about his shampoo.
Oh, yes.
But that's playing in like the electronic section. It's like everywhere rock. It's like rock. And then they're making fun of him having no hair in it.
Yes, I've seen that, yeah.
So I mean, but he's looking good. So he's got plenty of different companies, and what can you do?
Well, if I had 24 hours a day to just, concentrate on my looks, I'd probably be top 2.
Yeah, that'd be pretty sweet, man. Although, I mean, I do go to the gym quite often, but anyways, nonetheless,
Okay.
one
Enough
person
about us.
who is on the road to recovery.
Oh man.
It's not The Rock. Well,
No.
I mean, I guess every day is a road to recovery for him. He's recovering from that big workout that he did, right?
Mhm.
But no, in all seriousness, it was revealed last week on social media that Darby Allin suffered yet another injury, but this time happening outside of the ring. While appearing on Tuesday's episode of the Daily Migs Show on Rock Station 99.9 KISW in Seattle,
Yeah.
Allen discussed how the bus accident happened. He got hit by a bus, and he discussed
Who
how
did he get hit by a bus? Did you see the pictures?
I saw the pictures. Yes. Well, apparently
Oh,
it hit just his face. So he says he was hanging out in New York City with punk rock artist Raymond Patabon, who is 66 years old and isn't able to walk very well. So what does Patabon do? He jaywalks across this New York City street. And as a bus was turning right, Alan didn't think the bus would see his friend. So he hurried Patabon out of the way. This resulted in the side of the bus window hitting Darby in the face. Darby said the bus was going about 8 to 10 miles per hour. Alan said he didn't get checked in because apparently right afterward he went to a Broadway musical.
what are you
All
doing, man?
messed up. He says definitely
Bleeding.
the nose is broken. Definitely the nose is broken. The only thing that got really broken in the accident is my nose and my dignity.
His nose was over here under his other eye.
Oh my god!
Of
Yeah.
course it's broken.
Have you ever had a broken nose?
No.
Jose?
Uh-uh.
I've had a broken nose twice. And one time was really fun because they gave me narcotics I didn't think they were going to give me to
Yeah.
numb my face.
Mhm.
And I was like, is this legal? And they're like, for this, yes. I'm like, all right. And after I walked out, I was like, I need a fucking cigarette right now. So it's not fun. But
Okay.
Darby Allin, man, he's already out for that broken foot he suffered. He was postponed to go up Mount Everest because of that. And now he's getting hit by buses in New York, man. I mean, I guess it's a good thing his friend didn't get hit by a
Yeah,
bus.
he was being a hero in the process.
So
Wasn't thinking about himself.
good
job.
on Darby. Good on Darby. So, yeah, but we do have some more injury updates in AEW because AEW could be without two of its stars for a little while. Powerhouse Hobbs appeared to be favoring his knee during the last week's main event of AEW Dynamite when he challenged Jon Moxley for the IWGP. And I just want to do that radio voice all night. The IWGP World Heavyweight Championship coming in at number 5. It's Powerhouse. So William Hobbs. Here we go. Have a good day, kids.
Too bad we don't have any sound effects.
I know, right? Like pew pew. I think I had one a long time ago, but it was like a digital one that didn't really work. No, I did, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the early CWR episodes.
And the only thing that I was able to use was the Billie Eilish. Duh.
Yeah, that was good times.
So Brian Alvarez did confirm Hobbs' injury was legit. Fightful Select is reporting that Hobbs' injury is significant and Hobbs is not expected to return anytime soon. However, further details regarding the nature of the injury were not revealed. And also, according to Fightful, the early indications are that Julia Hart will require surgery, although the nature of her injury was not revealed either. She hurt her shoulder in the match with Layla Hirsch on April 10th. On Rampage that aired on April 12th, but continued working after. It's not clear if that is the injury she may have knee surgery for. However, excuse me. Hart wrestled a mixed tag match with Brody King. Yada yada yada. So these two are expected to be out. What do you think with these two out?
It's AEW is set up for this. They have a huge roster that's like on a rotation. We talked about it last week. And that rotation helps people recover from injury and then come back. And we're watching Kenny Omega coming back this week. Luckily, because he had some time off and we have other stars that can, take his place. Hopefully in another 3 months, we can see MJF come back. I think they set themselves up properly with the roster and how they handle it.
Yeah. Sorry, I had a cough right there. So yeah, no, with these two away, it is, I mean, it's not that significant of a blow to AEW, like you said, but it does kind of suck seeing
Oh,
Hobbs
of
go out like
course.
that, especially in that IWGP title match.
Mhm.
And Julia Hart losing that title. Although apparently her title loss was not because of the injury; it was planned to happen regardless, because money. And
Mm.
so be. But also another top dog in AEW is he's recovering from a massive injury.
Oh yeah.
One Anthony Khan. Tony Khan.
Yep.
Yeah, so last week he took the Meltzer driver after Jack Perry hit him in the gut. And on NFL TV, he was wearing the neck brace, hashtag neck strong,
Oh my God.
throughout the entire draft.
Smiling, having a great time.
He's like, I'm great, guys. Yeah. What? Oh no, I'm not going to be there next week. I can't travel to Dynamite now.
WWE's the evil corporation. It's the Harvey Weinstein.
So yeah, I mean, so there is that too. Like all week he's selling this injury. So he's on the NFL Network at one point, and he's being interviewed about the neck brace, and they're playing it up like, oh, what happened? Oh, you got hit with a Tony Khan driver. They named the move after you, dude. Why didn't you see it coming? And he's just like, yeah, well, you know what? Yeah, I should have saw it coming. But you know what? We're up against, and something I didn't see coming is being up against a real evil corporation. And he starts going on saying he's the Pepsi, or AEW is the Pepsi of pro wrestling, and WWE is the Harvey Weinstein of pro wrestling. And I was just like, whoa.
Whoa.
Well, I get, Vince is, the Harvey Weinstein of pro
Mhm.
wrestling. That, sure, but, an entire company.
Allegedly.
I mean, I guess you could see it one of two ways. You either see that it's just one person, WWE, or it's the entire company.
Mhm.
That is the Harvey Weinstein. And but
Yeah, let's be
what do you
real.
think? What do you think of this?
Yeah, let's be real. He's not talking about every single employee. He's not talking about the guys in the mailroom. He's talking about leadership. He's talking about the main people in charge. And he's also trolling everybody. He knows what reactions he's going to get because of this. You think he's
Yeah.
brand new to this? How long has AEW been around? 5 years? Every time this guy sends out a
about that.
tweet, IWC flips out. It doesn't matter what he could be like. I want to take the laundry out today. Oh, see, why are you going to take the laundry out? Shouldn't you be writing shows? You're going to hear it all.
Oh,
So
really?
he knows what he's doing. I think when people say, "Oh, he needs someone to edit him," I think he sits in a room and he goes, "Okay, guys, I'm thinking about doing this. What do you think?" And they say, "Yeah, great idea." And I bet he came up with some worse ideas than this.
Oh,
I
definitely.
find it entertaining. He's doing it on purpose.
Oh, I mean, this whole weekend was a way to publicize his company. Taking that Meltzer driver last week was all just to wear the neck brace during the NFL draft, so then they could say AEW TV on NFL, products. They had Pat McAfee talking about. He goes, "Look at Tony Khan over there. He took a freaking Meltzer driver, dude." I
And you know what?
McAfee's
Go ahead.
voice is speaking to me. I don't know what it is.
That's a whole other show in and of
Right.
itself. Yeah, but I think Tony really was shooting in the dark and hoping for the best. There was a chance that nobody would pick up on this. There was a chance that NFL Network would just skip right past him, or ESPN or whoever. Huge chance. But they decided to focus on him. That shot that he took ended up being perfect. That's exactly what he wanted out of that situation.
Yeah. And so, I mean, it is what it is. I thought it was pretty funny. I was just like,
Yeah.
yo, whoa, damn.
And it advanced the storyline.
Mud today,
Yeah, and it advanced the storyline.
So let's continue on with Monday Night Raw this week. Let's talk about everything else we didn't talk about during the draft results earlier today.
Okay.
Or earlier in the show.
Mhm.
So the show kicked off with I said KSI, but it was ISHO Speed showing up to the arena and being greeted by Damian Priest and the rest of Judgment Day, and also Patrick Mahomes showing up to the arena, I guess, in Kansas City. So damn Patrick Mahomes. Everyone in San Francisco was just shaking their head this entire episode of Raw.
Yeah.
We're like, you bastards in Kansas City.
Yeah.
So like I said, they're greeted at the show by Judgment Day. Then we come out to the ring. Becky Lynch comes out. She cuts a pretty generic promo about being the champion and how it's time to find another number one contender for this title. That's when Liv Morgan comes out to the ring and she says Becky should be thanking her for taking out Rhea Ripley because if it wasn't for Liv, Becky wouldn't be champion. And that's when Becky turned around and says, well, you know what? You should be, she said, you shouldn't be thanking me, but she says, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be champion either because I eliminated you to win the title, which was kind of this whole beginning of the show was kind of just meh. Nia Jax comes out, meh. Okay, let's set up a match for later tonight.
Yeah.
So Nia Jax comes out and she says she doesn't want a title match because she's been drafted to SmackDown. She just wants to take one of these two women with her. And,
okay. Isn't the logic ruined there? I want to take the title, so I'm going to stay here.
Yeah, well, she doesn't want the title.
I'm going to make one note, but she easily could, instead of the logic that she used, she could have said, I'm going to take the title. Becky, you're going to have to find out if you get drafted to SmackDown. Either way, you're going to get the hell out of here. I'm going to rule Monday night.
I mean, that would make more sense, definitely.
Yeah.
If Becky was having a match on Monday night.
Right.
So, but it ended up being Liv drop kicking Nia off the edge of the ring and accepts the challenge for later in the night.
I'm having a hard time with Liv. I love her. Don't get me wrong. But I think she's getting giddy over the push that she's getting because she's doing this Natalia thing where she's smiling and being all giddy.
Well, I don't know if she's supposed to be a heel or a face.
Exactly. She's coming off very facey, kind of. Same thing that happens with Natalia. She smiles too much and she reacts. She wants the crowd reaction to be in favor of hers.
Yeah.
And it's not coming off as heel as she should be, if that makes any sense.
Yeah,
she's
no, it definitely she doesn't come off a heel at all to me. So I mean, I don't know. I mean, we'll talk about it more in the match, I guess.
Sure.
Because there's things we'll talk about there. Then we have a Stephanie McMahon making the first round draft picks for Monday Night Raw that night.
Coming out to new shitty music.
Well, she came out to that at Mania.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's like the Motorhead version of her theme song. That's all I could. I need to learn how to use one of those AI voice apps so I can make Lemmy sing her theme song. That would be so great. Holy Grace. Then we have our first match of the night: Xavier Woods versus Gunther. This is a fun match. I liked it. Gunther selling more than he did, and probably for about half of his title run. We get multiple teases during this match of someone, presumably Bo Dallas, showing up because the entire night there were just technical difficulties, which I thought they were playing off for the promo, but sometimes the audio just kind of cut out, and I was like, "What happened there? Do you know what I mean?"
Yeah, and it's hard to tell because remember a couple weeks ago there were like editing the holy shit chants and a whole bunch of stuff. It was like unnecessary, and it was on Peacock. So yeah, this could be following the same trend, or it could be teasing. So yeah, I was a little confused.
To me, okay, so they did one promo where they flashed something on the screen, and I was like, "Oh, okay, I didn't see that," but it looked like a creepy picture. I was like, "Oh, creepy picture."
Yeah.
And but then it sounded like, okay, like when you take your headphones out of a jack, but then you kind of put them back in, and you can hear everything, but it's like really low.
Yeah.
That's what it sounded like. And I was like, are they gonna I thought they were gonna have someone like whisper under the, under the screen, which would have creeped me the hell out. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I don't know. I've heard talk that it's online, everyone's still talking. That's the Wyatt Family 5, which would be Bo, Alexa, Braun, Eric Rowan, and who's the fifth one? I can't remember the fifth.
Eric Young. No.
Eric Rowan's in there. Anyways,
Daniel
we have Alexa. Maybe Nikki Cross. There we go.
Oh, there you go.
There we go. She was
where's Nikki Cross?
She was doing her she's doing some research paper, her dissertation paper. No, she did it already. She got her master's degree in something, and like,
good for
I don't
you.
know.
Good for you.
Yeah, she's smarter than me. That's for darn tootin'.
Yeah.
Big chop spot to Woods. Woods gets his leg caught in the rope, and Gunther focuses on Woods' leg. Woods working a leg injury. Gunther comes off the top rope for a big baby Gunther splash, but Woods gets his knees up, inadvertently hurting his own knees in the process. Very smart selling on Woods' part.
Mhm.
Gunther has Woods in a half crab, and then there was this weird part where Kofi grabs a towel and he teases throwing it in. He's like, I'm gonna throw it in, and Xavier's yelling, "Don't throw in the towel!" And he throws it into the crowd instead.
Mhm.
But then Woods just taps after he locks in the STF
She's
or the
just throwing
modified
it
STF.
down.
So
The towel would have been better for you.
yeah, so I don't know. I think we're gonna get Gunther versus Kofi next week or something, or probably in the tournament because I think it starts soon, right?
Yeah, it does. I
Next
think
week,
right after. I think right after France. Yeah.
Well, France is this weekend.
Yeah.
So Kathy Kelly backstage talking to Jey Uso with nothing else happening behind him at all. Just kidding. No, there did you see what was going on behind him?
Yeah, we see people exiting rooms.
One, Liv Morgan exiting a room, and then a minute or two later, exiting the same room, one Dominic Mysterio.
Tom and Nick, both of them.
Tom and Nick Mysterio. Yeah, so they're definitely doing something here, whether it's going to be Dominic, completely turning on Rhea, but I don't know.
I'm hoping he's a special agent for Rhea and he's the plant. Yes, do this for mommy. Go do Liv in the closet.
Get her distracted. Make her fall in love with you.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but Dominic Mysterio is turning into that one guy that everyone hates, every guy hates, but all the girls think he's like a little hot. You know what I mean? Like weird, but he totally is. And I'm like,
dude, that's ultimate heel heat. I love it. Let's go. They show pictures of him side by side with Eddie Guerrero when he had his goatee days. Dude, pretty close.
So yeah, so Jey Uso, I mean, he was just talking about as the main event, three-way, or not three-way, the 6-man tag match.
Yeah.
So he said he eat a lot, so
I was trying to count, and I said over and under 10. He hit it right on the nose. 10. No, not on this one. Is when he went in the ring.
So then we have ISHO Speed and Logan Paul making the next round of picks, and then after Show and Paul, ISHO Speed, not Big Show, Paul make their picks. They walk down to the ring and cut a promo on Jey Uso, saying, Damian Priest is going to win at Backlash, and that's when Jey Uso came out and. We start yeeting back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
Balor and JD come out to beat down on Jay. That's when the heels get the upper hand. And Logan Paul goes to the ringside. The heel Logan Paul goes ringside to Patrick Mahomes and gets his 3 Super Bowl rings handed to him. And Logan Paul puts them on, goes back in the ring, swings at Jey Uso. He ducks. JD McDonough gets hit. And then there's this dumb spot where Jay's kind of laughing with them, which I thought was kind of funny because it's kind of cartoony.
Mm-hmm.
Like, wait, oh, there he is. Oh my God. But then he gets knocked out anyways.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He's about to get knocked out again. That's when Braun Strowman comes out for the save. And then Braun Strowman tries to have a face-off with Patrick Mahomes. But Jey Uso's like, no, not in this town.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. You're supposed to be a face. You're going to get ultimate heel heat in this town for that.
Yeah.
So, but it was just weird because apparently this whole segment was a sponsored segment. And it was a word from what the sponsors wanted. And apparently, do you know who the sponsors of this segment were?
Prime.
You guessed it. So Logan Paul, I think this was Logan Paul's first go at booking a segment.
Yeah, because honestly, in the middle when he was cutting promo on Jay, he did say something. I'm not hip to the Pauls, but there was like a rap reference of one of the Pauls. I don't know, this is some dumb internet shit. They had beef with somebody, and the line was something about you're the ugly little bro, and blah 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 blah. That was a reference to some internet thing that you little, what do they call? What's the new generation called?
Bitch. No kidding.
Oh, cutting deep. No, not Gen Alpha. The ones above those guys.
Oh, I don't
Not
know.
millennials. Right after
Millennials, Gen Z.
Gen Z. So yes, Gen Z reference.
I didn't know. I found out today I have the same birthday as Jake Paul.
Oh, damn.
Not year. I'm 10 years older than him, and look how successful he
well,
is.
Now, yeah. Well, I mean, now we know how horoscopes are bullshit.
I don't know, man. I share a birthday with Jake Paul, Al Capone, Michelle Obama, Benjamin Franklin, Jim Carrey, Ray J, Kid Rock, Zoe Deschanel, and Muhammad Ali.
You know what all those people have in common?
They're all really famous.
And they love pro wrestling.
I hope so. Anyways, Kathy Kelly, or not Kathy Kelly. So R-Truth is backstage with Gable. He thinks he's in the NFL draft. And I don't know what's going on. I think, he was making a deal to get Tozawa and Otis a title shot, but it wasn't really explained. But, Truth shakes his hand and says, oh, we're going to be in the NFL in no time. And then Sami Zayn just comes out of nowhere. Haluva kicks the hell out of Chad Gable.
That was cool.
That was pretty cool. And so that leads to later tonight. Then we have Kathy Kelly backstage with Booker T
as the special draft analyst,
who knows nothing about the draft, who knows no rules about the draft, who is sitting there like, I'm talking about, who I want to see. I want to see when CM Punk gets drafted. When they just drafted CM Punk right before this segment.
Ooh, ouch, Booker, ouch. It was pretty.
I want to talk about what Trick Williams is doing and Roxanne Perez are doing when they're champions and they're protected and they can't be drafted.
Yes.
I don't know.
Your special analyst, ladies and gentlemen.
Drew McIntyre walks in and he looks at Booker and says, tell me you didn't just say that, Booker. He says, I know you from back in the day. He goes, I know you don't like Punk as much as I do. You've changed.
Oh, and Booker had a look on his eye like, damn, he's right.
He's like, I didn't change. I'm still cool. What are you talking about?
Go shucky ducky. Come on. 5-10.
Then we have Sami Zayn versus Bronson Reed. Another fun match with a, even though it's a DQ ending, I thought it was a decent DQ ending.
Yeah, I don't think anything's going to happen tonight. The highlight of the night is the draft.
Yeah. We have eventually Sami Zayn hitting a haluva kick to Bronson Reed. That's when Chad Gable came in out of nowhere, hit Sami with a deadlift German suplex for the DQ. Gable locked in the ankle lock. That's when hit a big splash onto Sami. Gable posed with the title, and that's when Reed popped him up and hit him with a Death Valley driver and then posed with the title himself. So I'm guessing we're going to get a three-way for the title.
Triple threat match. Yep. Sounds good to me. I'll buy it.
Is it going to be at Backlash? Let's see.
Oh, it wasn't announced.
Backlash 2024. Hopefully.
Full card.
Come on. Just give me the Wikipedia page. It wants to give me like CBS. I love you, CBS. I work for you, but come on. All right, Backlash, Wikipedia, Backlash France. It's Backlash Francais. No, nothing yet. All we have right now, Randy Orton, Kevin Owens versus Bloodline, Kabuki Warriors, and Bianca and Jade, Bailey versus Naomi versus Tiffany, Jay versus Damian, AJ versus Cody.
So there is no Sami Zayn match at all?
No.
At
this point, no, there's none.
The program needs more building. That's fine with me. It does.
One thing I noticed, so apparently there was on NXT, there was another graphic, another distorted QR code
tonight.
Last night. Yeah. When it aired this week, yes. And apparently it had a lot of references to the Statue of Liberty. Which, where the Statue of Liberty was created, right?
It was a gift from France.
Correct. You are. Almost yeah. So I'm guessing we'll see something happening at Backlash with that.
I'm sure.
That's when we get APA doing the next round of picks. Drew McIntyre comes out to cut another promo. He goes running down the APA for picking him after CM Punk, which they had no control over.
Yeah.
Punk's music hits, and he is in the rafters in a skybox, saying, "Hey, Drew, you want to come talk to me? I'm up here. Let's talk about it." And Drew runs to the back and turns into a mission for later in the evening.
Mm-hmm.
So. Alpha Academy backstage, Chad Gable ripping into the entire crew. Maxine very proud of her performance last week,
As she
eliminating
should be.
Roll.
Mm-hmm.
She definitely should be. And Chad just says, "Okay, yeah, where's your title? Oh, you don't have a title? That means you lost. That means you're a loser." Yeah. So yeah, keep doing what I have to say. Although I don't know, man. I feel like each week, like she has like a new singlet she was wearing, and I thought it was like a little heelish. Like she was doing the, I don't know, like she's not a heel yet, but I wouldn't be surprised if she stays with Chad and if it's like the Creed brothers, you know what I mean? So I don't know. Ivy Nile walks in and she just kind of takes a Maxine Dupree away. She's like, "Let's go away, Maxine.
You have a match later. You need to concentrate. Let's go warm up."
Kathy Kelly's backstage with Braun Breaker, and then in walks Sheamus. I guess he just auditioned for the next to be the next Doctor of Doctor Who, because he definitely looked like he had that fit going on. Like he had like a button-up shirt with a tie, but he also had like a brown leather trench coat with like one of those Irishy hats.
Yeah.
So I loved it. But, he's talking to Braun Breaker as kind of like the old veteran. He's like, "Buddy, you got to do this and that." And Braun's just like, "Yeah, all right. Buddy.
Yeah.
Keep having your bangers. Okay, sure."
Yeah. If Braun Breaker turns down the intensity, just, a couple notches, he's going to be amazing.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's great already.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Of course.
I just wonder. I want to see how his character gets to that main event level, because I can already see him win an IC title. I can see him win a US title. I can't see him winning a world title right now. Like,
it's because in ring he reminds you too much of Goldberg.
No,
too intense. Draw it back a little
bit. Maybe. So
then we have more maniacal. Sorry.
No, yeah, definitely. That's when we have Drew McIntyre, cutting through the backstage area. We see him cutting through, and Sheamus is like, "Oh, what's going on over there?"
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Candice and Ray versus Maxine Dupree. Maxine hits her weird-looking reverse caterpillar to Candice.
It looked surprisingly good. As soon as she was going to go for that tumble, I was like, "Oh no, here we go!"
But it's like again. She does like the reverse, and then she like has to turn around, and then she jumps and hits the elbow.
Yeah, I mean, it looks slow, but it was accurate, and it didn't fumble. So she's getting better every week, man. This is impressive.
She is. I thought she was going to win and made with the ankle lock, but Candice hit the wicked stepmother, which is just a stomp, and pins Maxine. Yet, even though she lost, I do think it's another spotlight week for Maxine Dupree. So. Kathy Kelly backstage with the LWO. That's when she informs them that Carlito was drafted as well. Dominic Mysterio walks in and gets in the face of Ray, and he goes, "Yeah, I guess we're on the same brand again, Pops, even though you quit last time because you didn't want to be on the same brand as me and you were going to quit your job." And then Triple H was like, "Hey, Ray, don't quit, please. We really need you. We'll pay you a lot of money." And he goes, and then Ray was just like, "Yeah, all right, that's fine. We're here now. And what's that dirty Sanchez on your face?"
Oh, that's gross.
That was pretty gross.
People do not Google dirty Sanchez.
No, please don't. And if you do, we didn't tell you to do it.
No.
So then eventually we get Drew continuing his search in the skybox area where he finds a skybox that apparently Punk left a signed autograph for him. And McIntyre, what is it? Pat McAfee was right. He was like, "Don't throw that away. That's worth a lot of money."
Oh my God.
Hate his voice. So then Punk actually comes out to the ring. He says he's going to cut a promo shorter than Drew McIntyre's entire title reign. He goes, "I'm going to do this promo in less time than your world championship reign. You think I hurt your elbow? You prayed for me to get hurt. I thought you got injured tweeting all day because that's all you do. That's the reason why I was drafted before you. The reason I got drafted before you was because it's simple economics. Losers hope and pray for things to happen. Winners make things happen. And when I'm 100%, I'm gonna make your life a living hell.
For one match, then I'm gonna get hurt again.
Probably. So I mean, it was a 2-minute promo. So I mean, hey,
good for you.
I like Punk. I like Punk in WWE. I think he's a lot better in WWE than he was in AEW. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, 100%. That's because I think he has other people working on his stuff and not just him doing it himself.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, he it's him, and then everyone else polishes them up.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have another round of draft picks. Liv Morgan versus Nia Jax. This was a weird, like, unbelievably clunky match.
Yes.
There was a lot of spots where either Liv wasn't committing all the way, or Nia just wasn't in the right position. But there's a lot of spots, and I was just like, what?
Yeah.
Like,
Liv is scared of the receipt. She knows what could happen if she fucks up.
That's true with Nia. Yeah,
I would be. I'd be scared to, land something a little bit hard and all of a sudden have to catch a right fist to my nose.
And yeah, man. I'm not trying to like make a joke, but it's like Liv is a lot smaller. You know what I mean? And if it's we've seen Nia crush people with that sit down splash. So if she just sat flat on Liv, I mean, she probably could, break a bone in her, break a rib, break a bone, break something in your chest. I don't know what the exact bone is.
Sternum.
There you go.
I'm so guessing.
So then Tiffany Stratton is ringside because it's Tiffy time, and Nia goes for the Annihilator, but Liv slams Nia's face into the post. Liv gives her a power bomb. Naomi comes out of nowhere and battles with Tiffany on the outside. Nia is distracted by the brawl. Liv hits her finisher and gets the win. So
this is the second distraction by a brawl, or maybe even third, where they're like, "What's going on outside? Oh no, I lose."
Well, the last match was a DQ, and this one is finished with a distraction. Although it's just weird because it's just so unbelievable to think Liv is just beating Nia like flat out with just like a few she just looked the other way and you got to move on her.
Yeah,
Nia would beat the shit out of Liv Morgan. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I like Liv a lot more, but she would get her ass kicked by Nia Jax in a real fight.
And they totally oversold that power bomb that she got assist from the ropes, right?
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Especially McAfee. Oh my God, the power bomb.
Dude, what a powerful power bomb. I don't know. We have more Booker T with Kathy Kelly. We get more draft picks. Awesome Truth defeating Alpha Academy quickly with a truth crushing finale. The only thing I noticed about this is after the match, you see Otis kind of his hands in his head, just, frustrated because he's going to get yelled at again. So I wonder where this is going to lead.
Did it again.
Or
full heel turn. Yeah.
Away. You think he's going to turn heel?
Yeah, I think the whole crew is, and they beat up on Tozawa. He's going to be the victim of the heel turn.
It could be, but that leaves the Creeds out. I mean,
oh, you're right. Yeah.
You could bring the Creeds in and be the tag team, and then Otis be the strong guy.
Yeah, and you have the leader. Yeah, that makes sense.
Liv Morgan backstage, she's congratulated by Becky for winning her #1 contendership.
Oh wait, I hate to put a pause on you, dude. Did you see the shirts they're wearing? Have they always been wearing that shirt? Is this the first time I'm reading it?
Oh, the Alpha Academy cadet shirts.
Yeah.
They're really bad.
Oh my God, how demeaning. Okay, I'm sorry. I had to.
They're really bad. Yeah, I there's some wrestling shirts I will buy, and a lot I will buy. And I'll go most of the way. I was even this close getting a Scissor Me Daddy shirt. I'm so glad I didn't. But those Alpha Academy cadets, no bueno.
Yeah, even for for talent for Otis to wear. Wow.
I should say there should just be it should be like property of Alpha Academy Gymnasium or something. One of those like generic gym type shirts.
Yeah.
Because everyone likes those. For some reason I don't necessarily. But if I had a property of City Wrestling Radio gym, I would wear it.
Yeah, but me too. But it comes off very, I've been at Alcatraz.
That's true. Liv Morgan backstage or any tourist attraction in America.
Yeah.
Liv Morgan backstage. She's congratulated by Becky for winning. That's when Damage Control walks in and they're like, "Oh, hey Becky, like it looks like we're gonna have some fun around here." And when they're walking away, I believe it was Kyrie who or Oscar. It was either Kyrie or
No,
Oscar.
it was Kyrie. Yeah,
Who
she gave it like a
touches
little tap.
Becky, a little tap
Yeah.
on Becky's title. She's like, "Don't touch my title." All right.
Yeah.
And I'm just sorry. I'm so in love with Becky lately. It's because of that book, man. I have about 5 hours left on Spotify. It is the greatest thing I've listened to
Good,
since
dude.
the Moxley book.
You're selling me. Yeah. All right.
Gotta go listen. More draft picks, followed by the main event, the match you've all been waiting for. It's a 6-man tag match with Ricochet, Andrade, and who was the other guy? Oh, Jey Uso.
Yeah, dude, with 9 minutes left in the show, maybe less.
Their time got cut for sure. Versus Judgment Day, Damian Priest, and this is pretty much Damian Priest versus Andrade, Jey Uso, and Ricochet. Because
is that JD strawberry on his face? Was that real?
Okay, so I saw a picture online. So there are some markings from the ring. There are, but they definitely enhance the redness around his eye.
Okay.
But there were definitely marks left from the rings.
Yeah, because there was no swelling under the eye.
Yeah. So if you go check out on his Instagram, he did like make a post like, "Hey, Logan Paul, I expect a case of, prime hydration at my doorstep tomorrow." So these guys get paid to get beat up. You ever think about that? They just get paid to like get beat up every week, and they're like, "All right, it's my money."
Especially McDonough.
And he gets beat up on the commentary. They always make fun of his big head.
Yeah.
So this match, I mean, it was pretty much a Damian Priest show. He has grown 10 times stronger since winning that title. I think it's a 10 times amplifier or multiplier.
Yeah.
There was one spot where I believe he got was it Ricochet or was it Jey Uso on the top rope for a South of Heaven? And then JD pushes the guy off because he didn't see Damian Priest there.
What are you doing? I had him.
Yeah. So then we have Priest knocked into. So he's knocked off the edge of the ring. Super kick followed by an Uso splash to JD McDonough. And the faces get the pin and the win. So I don't know. It was a nothing match. It's kind of a boring show, but it was what it was.
The highlight of the day was supposed to be the draft, and the draft ended up to be just, socks for Christmas.
Well, I think that does it here for us today. We will be back later in the week. We're going to talk Backlash France, Francais. I'm not going to speak French or France, whatever you want to call it.
But we're going to have some bad impressions.
We will. We will. Anyways, for City Wrestling Radio, I'm Corey Smith.
I'm Jose Segala.
And we'll see you next time. Check us out on social media at CWR415 at City Wrestling Radio. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And if you want me to stop talking, just subscribe to the channel. See you guys later. Have a wonderful evening. Goodbye.
See you later, alligators.